I can tell you what some of mine are if that helps.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
one of mine
yeah.
is, and this goes from the changing from Clark Kent to Superman. This
Hmm.
is one where Clark Kent falls out a window where he's hearing Lex Luthor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, where his dog whistles
yeah.
and all the rest of it. And the change from Superman, from Clark Kent to Superman, where he just falls out the window and flies down, and then suddenly
The
changes.
costume
There's
just
no,
appears.
yeah,
Yeah.
the costume just disappears.
Do
I've
you
always disliked that element. So
that
if
visual
yeah, that
element?
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
So but
enough.
the thing is you've got the physical representations of the clothing. It's got to go somewhere.
I think
With a revolving door, yeah, he can put the hat, the suit, he can change really quickly. He's still going to stash those clothes away somewhere. He can chuck them to one side of the revolving door,
yeah, but
or
I mean,
even if he's changing in the phone booth, he can just leave the clothes in the phone booth.
yeah,
Yeah,
but if we're talking
there's
about
the physics,
if we're
the
talking about
physical physics.
yeah, but if we're talking
And
about, I
that's my
mean,
scientific brain working. That's why
no,
there's a
fair
bit of
enough,
it.
fair
It,
enough. But I
it
mean,
fixed me with a pin.
I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. I'm sure there's at least 3 dozen comics where that explain issues that explain
Probably does.
where they go, like cape, a pouch in his cape or
Possibly. Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
I can sort of lampshade it and say something like, "Well, when he's falling out the window, of course, it's just a visual representation of him changing clothes at super speed," which
Mhm.
doesn't answer the question of what he does with his suit and hat, and well, not his hat, he wasn't wearing his hat, but his suit and his
Yeah.
glasses and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Um, but I mean, as I say, I could probably direct you to not me personally because I don't have the knowledge, but
Yeah.
I'm sure someone could direct you to at least 3 dozen issues of Superman or the Adventures of Superman or Action Comics where that explain what
Mhm.
happens to because these things get
Mhm.
successive
No, no.
generations of
Uh,
writers
yeah.
explaining it, don't they? They've got explanations. That's the nature of comics.